Today was one of the most powerful and memorable days of the entire trip. Our time in Bastogne, Belgium, the heart of the Battle of the Bulge. We started the morning at the Bastogne War Museum, and right away you realize this isn't just a museum you casually walk through. It's immersive, it's emotional, it puts you right into the winter of 1944. Through stories, sounds, and personal accounts, you begin to understand what these soldiers were facing. Freezing temperatures, limited supplies, constant danger, and the uncertainty of whether help would arrive in time. What really stood out were the personal stories, letters home, equipment, photos of young men who were barely older than teenagers. It makes the history feel very real. You stop thinking in terms of divisions and strategies and start thinking about individuals. After the museum, we made our way to the Bastogne Memorial, a massive star-shaped monument built to honor the American soldiers who fought and died here. From a distance, it's impressive, but standing next to it is something else entirely. The names of all 50 U.S. states are carved into the stone, reminding you that these men came from farms, cities, small towns, and big towns across America, and somehow ended up in this cold Belgian forest fighting for freedom. The view from the memorial overlooks the very landscape where the battle unfolded. Rolling hills, thick woods, quiet farmland. It's peaceful now, almost unbelievably peaceful when you consider what happened here. You can't help but stand there for a few moments just taking it all in. But of course, history tours also require proper fuel. So we made an important cultural stop for an authentic Belgian waffle, strictly for research purposes, of course. And I can confidently report, Belgium absolutely knows what they're doing. Probably not standard military rations in 1944, but definitely appreciated by modern travelers. Next, we continued into Bastogne town and stopped at a place called Le Nuts, where one of the local traditions is drinking a beer from a military helmet. Yes, a small replica of a helmet, because apparently regular glasses just don't have enough character. It's one of those fun traditions that mixes history with local culture. Another meaningful tradition here is signing your name and military affiliation on a $5 bill if you've served. Being an Air Force veteran, that moment meant a lot. It's a small gesture, but when you see all the other bills on the wall, you realize you're adding your name to a long line of service members who have made the journey to this historic place. Then came the real adventure of the day. We were trying to get out to see the foxholes and forest battle sites from the Battle of the Bulge, but transportation wasn't exactly convenient. No bus, no quick ride, so we decided we'd just walk. At first it didn't seem like a big deal. A scenic walk through the Belgian countryside sounds pretty nice, but mile after mile, it started to hit us just how far these distances actually are. The terrain is rolling. The weather can turn quickly, and this was summer, not the brutal winter conditions the soldiers faced. Somewhere along the way, you stop thinking of it as sightseeing and start imagining what it must have been like moving through this ground in snow, darkness, and enemy fire. Eventually, we reached the forest areas where the foxholes are still visible today, carved into the earth like scars that never quite healed. Standing there is surreal. The woods are quiet, birds chirping, wind in the trees. It feels almost impossible to imagine tanks, artillery, and gunfire echoing through that same space. But when you see the foxholes up close, shallow, rough, and exposed, it really sinks in. These weren't comfortable fighting positions. These were desperate attempts to survive. From there, we continued on to the small town of Foy, which played a key role during the fighting. Even today, you can still see buildings marked with bullet holes and damage from the war. It's not staged. It's not recreated. It's real history still standing in plain sight. By that point, we were tired, really tired, but also grateful. Grateful that our long walk ended with a bus ride back to the hotel, something the soldiers here didn't have the luxury of. As the day wrapped up, there was a lot to reflect on. Bastogne isn't just another stop on a European vacation. It's a place where sacrifice, endurance, and courage are still felt in the landscape. History books can tell you what happened here. Museums can show you artifacts. But walking the ground, feeling the distance, seeing the foxholes, that's when you begin to understand, even just a little, what the men of the Battle of the Bulge went through.